Welcome all. In this lecture, I will discuss about some numerical problems regarding entropy, and this particular lecture will be discussed from the textbook Thermal Physics with Kinetic Theory, Thermodynamics and Statistical Mechanics by S.C. Garg, C.K. Ghosh and R.M. Bansal. So, at first, going through the numerical problems, what you have to do, you have to read the text from this book very carefully. I will show you some formula that will be used for solving numerical problems. For example, this is the formula of the entropy. ds is equal to delta Q by T, where delta Q is the heat, T is the temperature, and ds is the change of entropy. So, this formula will be used for the calculation of entropy. For example, suppose 10 to the power minus 2 kg of steam at 100 degree centigrade and 1 atmosphere pressure condenses at the same temperature and pressure. Calculate the entropy change of steam. The latent heat of steam is 2.26 into 10 to the power 6 joule per kg. Now, you see that as the steam undergoes the condensation process. So, this condensation process is an isothermal process. It occurs slowly enough, it can be considered as a reversible process. So, we are assuming that this process is a reversible one. That is very important. This process is a reversible one, and in that case the change of entropy can be calculated by this particular formula which I have just discussed, that is ds is equal to delta Q by T, where delta Q is the heat. Now, you see that this is the steam 10 to the power minus 2 kg of steam that condenses at the same temperature, that is at 100 degree centigrade. We know the temperature of the steam is 100 degree centigrade, and at this particular temperature the condensation process occurs. So, during the condensation process how much heat is evolved? So, that heat delta Q is equal to m into L. You have to remind that during the phase change means when steam will be condensed into water or ice will be melted into water. So, these processes are the phase change process. So, during this phase change the amount of heat evolved delta Q is given by m mass into L. L means the latent heat, and we will write a negative sign in this particular formula. Why negative sign? Because this sign signifies the fact that heat is given out in the process. When the steam condenses, then heat is evolved, heat is given out in the process. So, in that case the negative sign will indicate that is heat is given out in the process. So, how much heat is evolved? That is m into L, where m is given 10 to the power minus 2 kg. Latent heat is also given in SI unit. Temperature is 100 degree centigrade, which you have to convert in Kelvin unit. I must say that students should take care so that centigrade unit is converted into the Kelvin unit, because in the formula this capital T denotes the temperature in Kelvin unit. Students often do mistake, and sometimes they forget to convert the temperature into Kelvin unit. So, I must say that you just take care of this unit conversion. So, you have to convert the centigrade unit to the Kelvin unit and put all the values in this particular formula, and you can easily calculate the change of entropy. So, you see that there is a negative sign in the change of entropy. Now, some another formula which can be used in the different types of numerical problems. So, one of such formula is when we consider entropy change in some reversible process. So, in some reversible process the entropy change when we consider that the system remains constant over the temperature, that is heat capacity of the system remains constant over the temperature interval. So, in that case, if the heat capacity of the system remains constant over the temperature change, then delta S can be written in this way, that is, you see how we have estimated this formula. In general, we know that delta S or ds is equal to delta Q by T, but in this particular temperature range, that is from T1 to T2, if the process is reversible, then delta S can be calculated by integrating dq by T in a temperature range from T1 to T2, and we know that is delta Q, that can be written as m mass into heat capacity C into temperature change, mc into dt. Now, if the heat capacity is constant, then we can take out of the heat capacity outside of the integral. So, this is mc T1 to T2 dt by T. So, mc ln T2 by T1. This is the formula of the entropy change delta S. So, this is the formula of the entropy change delta S. So, this formula will be used during the solving of some numerical problems. So, let us take one example, that is 1 kg of water is heated from 0 degree centigrade to 100 degree centigrade and converted into steam at the same temperature. Calculate the increase in entropy and draw a TS diagram, given that specific heat capacity is given by 4.18 into 10 cube joule per kg per Kelvin, and latent heat of vaporization is also given 2.26 into 10 to the power 6 joule per Kelvin. So, if you go through the problem very carefully, then you just consider that this process is basically a two-step process. Why? Because you see that at first what you are doing, 1 kg of water you are heating from 0 to 100 degree centigrade, and after heating the water from 0 to 100 degree centigrade, so when the temperature of the water reach at 100 degree centigrade, then at this particular temperature the water is converted into the steam. So, this is basically a process which involves the change of phase. So, this is a different process. So, this is a two-step process. Now, we will solve this problem in this way, that is, if heating is carried out reversibly, we have to mention that this process is a reversible process. Actually, it is not a purely reversible process, but we assume or we can approximate it to a reversible process. So, if heating is carried out reversibly, the increase in entropy when temperature of the water is raised from 0 degree centigrade to 100 degree centigrade, then change of entropy can be calculated by the formula mc ln T2 by T1. So, T1 is the initial temperature and T2 is the final temperature. So, you see this formula again, that is this formula is mc ln T2 by T1. This formula we are going to use, where T1 is the initial temperature and T2 is the final temperature. And we know all the values because you see that in this particular problem specific heat capacity is given in SI unit. The value of T1 and T2 is given, but what you have to do, that is you have to change the temperature in Kelvin unit. After changing the temperature in Kelvin unit, you can calculate delta S. So, this is the change of entropy in the first step. So, if we plot a diagram, then we can show that this is TS diagram. So, in the first process AB, and the process AB shows this particular step 1. When a phase change takes place, it is accompanied by evolution or absorption of heat. We know that during the phase change, either evolution or absorption of heat occurs. In such a situation, we speak of entropy of fusion or evaporation. In the present case, when water comes to 100 degree centigrade and it changes into steam, therefore, increase in entropy when 1 kg of water at 100 degree centigrade changes into steam. So, in that process the entropy will be expressed in this formula, that is delta S2. Why S2? Because it is the second step. delta S2 is equal to delta Q by T, but delta Q will be ml, that I have already discussed in the first problem, as there is a change of phase. So, the formula of delta Q will be m into L, where L is a latent heat. So, in this particular case you see that the latent heat of vaporization. Why vaporization? Because water is converted into the steam. That is why it is known as the latent heat of vaporization. It is given, and the mass of the water is 1 kg. So, you just calculate m into L, m into L by T. So, T is the temperature of the that is vaporization of water, that is 373 Kelvin. So, this is delta S2. So, ultimately the total change of entropy will be sum of the entropy change in these two steps, that is delta S1 plus delta S2. So, this is the total entropy change. Next problem, 10 gram water at 60 degree centigrade is mixed with 30 gram water at 20 degree centigrade. Will the entropy of the system increase or decrease? Calculate the change. Take specific heat capacity as 1 calorie per gram per Kelvin. So, as 10 gram water at 60 degree centigrade is mixed with 30 gram water of 20 degree centigrade. So, what will happen? A mixture will be produced, and we have solved several problems regarding this type of mixture in higher secondary classes. We know that if we mix these two systems, then what will happen? There will be exchange of heat between these two systems, and at equilibrium a common temperature will be reached. So, you see that the temperature of the 10 gram water is 60 degree centigrade, whereas the temperature of the 30 gram water is 20 degree centigrade. So, when they will be mixed, a temperature will be reached which should lie between the 60 degree centigrade and 20 degree centigrade, that is in middle of these two, not exactly middle point, but in the middle of in between 20 degree centigrade and 60 degree centigrade. So, that means the system of 10 gram water at 60 degree centigrade, it will lose some heat, or some heat will be evolved from this mixture, whereas 30 gram of water at 20 degree centigrade, it will absorb some heat. So, these two heat will be equal, that is the heat that is evolved from this from a mixture, that will be equal to the heat taken by some system. So, as 60 degree centigrade is higher, so this particular system heat will from this particular system heat will be evolved. So, how much heat will be evolved? That is 10 gram m into specific heat into temperature change. So, what is the temperature change? If T is the common temperature, then 60 minus T, this is the temperature change. So, the formula is actually MST, where T is the temperature change, S is the specific heat. So, M is 10 gram, this is specific heat capacity into temperature change. And for the 30 gram of water system, again the same formula, that is MST, but in this case the temperature change is T minus 20. Why T minus 20? Because the common temperature T is higher than 20, that is why we have written T minus 20, but you see in the left hand side we have written 60 minus T, because 60 degree centigrade is higher than the common temperature T. And if we solve this equation, then we can estimate that the common temperature small t is 30 degree centigrade, but we have to convert it to the Kelvin unit. So, if we convert it to the Kelvin unit, that will become 303 Kelvin. Now, you see that again in this mixture we will calculate the change of entropy in two steps. The first step is that when the 10 gram of water at 60 degree centigrade comes to the 10 gram of water at 30 degree centigrade, because it is rejecting the heat. So, in this case, if we assume the process is a reversible one, then we apply the formula that we have already discussed, that is delta S1 is equal to MC ln T2 by T1. M is the mass, that is 10 gram. C is the specific heat that is given, and ln T2 by T1, these are the initial temperature. I have already mentioned that in this formula T1 is the initial temperature and T2 is the final temperature. So initial temperature was 60 degrees centigrade or 333 Kelvin, and final temperature is 30 degrees centigrade, that is 303 Kelvin. So you just put these values. So you can calculate delta S1. So you see that a negative sign appears here. As this system rejects the heat, so there is some negative sign. And similarly, when you will calculate the entropy for the second system, that is for the 30 gram of water system, it is taking heat actually. Same formula you have to use, just these temperature values will be the different. That is here 293 Kelvin is the initial temperature, final temperature is 303 Kelvin. So delta S2 is this one. Then ultimately you have to add them up to calculate the total change of entropy. So if you add delta S1 and delta S2, then you will obtain that the change of entropy is 0.063 calorie per Kelvin. So this result shows that the entropy increases in this particular process by this amount. Calculate the change in entropy when 1 kg of water at 291 Kelvin is mixed with 2 kg of water at 300 Kelvin. The specific heat capacity of water is given. So you see that is the same problem, that is problem regarding the mixture. One system will lose some heat and another system will absorb some heat, because you see that one system is at higher temperature 300 Kelvin and another system is at lower temperature. So by approaching in the same way that we have discussed in the earlier problems, at first we have to calculate the temperature of the common mixture, that is when they will mixed and at equilibrium a common temperature will be reached. You have to calculate that common temperature. After calculation of their common temperature, then what you have to do, you have to calculate the entropy change in two steps. The first step is that when a system will lose some heat, so that is delta S1. When the temperature changes from 300 Kelvin to 297 Kelvin, then it will lose some heat. So this is delta S1. You have to calculate delta S1. Now in this particular problem, I will mention one thing that sometimes students do mistake. You see that in this formula this is ln. Ln means logarithm in exponential base. So when you will calculate by using your calculator, then you just press ln. You do not use log log. In general, we use log log for 10 base, log 10. So there is some difference between logarithm in exponential base and 10 base. So you have to take care of this fact. So you see this is ln. So this amount of entropy change occurs in the first step, and in the second step this is delta S2, and finally you have to add them up, and the negative sign shows that the entropy of the mixture decreases. Another problem, calculate the increase in entropy when 50 gram of ice at minus 10 degrees centigrade is converted into steam at 100 degrees centigrade. Given that specific heat capacity of ice, that is for ice the specific heat capacity is given. Again specific heat capacity of water is also given. Latent heat of ice is given and latent heat of steam is given. So if you read this particular problem very carefully, then you see that what we are doing actually, we have 50 gram of ice and the temperature of the ice is how much? It is minus 10 degrees centigrade. What you have to do, you have to convert this ice into steam. You have to convert this ice into steam at 100 degrees centigrade. So what you have to do, you have to solve this problem step by step. What are the steps actually? In the first step, the temperature of the ice will change from minus 10 degrees centigrade to 0 degree centigrade. So when the ice comes to 0 degree centigrade, after coming to 0 degree centigrade, what happens? The ice melts. Ice melts into water. So this particular process, when ice is melted into water, this is a phase change process. There is a change of phase, and when we consider the change of phase, then we apply the formula, that is heat evolved in this particular process is given by m into L. This formula will be used. So after the phase change, that is when ice is converted into the water at 0 degree centigrade. So this water at 0 degree centigrade, then this particular water, temperature of the water will reach 100 degree centigrade. So when the temperature of the water reach from 0 degree centigrade to 100 degree centigrade, so after reaching at 100 degree centigrade, what will happen? The water will be converted into the steam. So this is again a phase change process. So after coming at 100 degree centigrade, water will be converted into the steam. This is a phase change process, and in this phase change process, the temperature will be evolved, and this particular temperature will be and particular heat will be given by m into L, that is mass into latent heat. But the value of the latent heat will be different, because you see in the problem it has been specified that is latent heat of ice is this one, that is when ice will be converted into the water, so this amount of latent heat is needed, and when water will be converted into the steam, then this amount of latent heat is needed. So let us solve the problem step by step. So the change in entropy when 50 gram of ice at minus 10 degree centigrade is heated to 0 degree centigrade. So if you assume the process to be a reversible one, then change of entropy is given by the formula mc ln T2 by T1, or we can also show by this integration process, that is mc 263, that is initial temperature, 273 is the final temperature, dt by t, but ultimately it will come, that is amc ln T2 by T1. You see that they have written log, but here they have written e, means exponential. We can also write it as ln, and this is the final temperature 273, because initial temperature is minus 10 degree centigrade, that is 263 Kelvin. So this one is the initial temperature, this one is the final temperature. So ultimately we can calculate delta S1. You see that in this particular problem they have converted the ln to log 10 by multiplying a factor 2.3026. If you want to change the ln to log, then you have to multiply 2.302. But in your calculator you can directly calculate this particular function, that is ln 273 by 263. There is no need to change to log 10 base, but if you wish to change that, you can do. In that case, what you have to do, you have to multiply this particular factor 2.3026. Then you can write log 10. You see this is 10 base. So whatever it is, ultimately you have to calculate delta S1 in this first step. So now in the second step, what happens, this 50 gram of ice at 0 degree centigrade is converted into water at the same temperature, that is 0 degree centigrade. So this is a phase change, and we know that when you consider the phase change, then the expression of entropy is delta Q by T or ml by T, where m is the mass, L is the latent heat, and T is the temperature, that is 0 degree centigrade, that means 273 Kelvin. So delta S2 is this one. In the third step, when 50 gram of water is heated from 0 degree centigrade to 100 degree centigrade, in that case the entropy change is given by again the previous formula, that is this particular formula. Here the temperature changes from 273 Kelvin to 373 Kelvin, because you see that the temperature of the water is changed from 0 degree centigrade to 100 degree centigrade. So this formula we will use. Here this is the mass value, this is the heat capacity, then they have changed in the log 10, so 2.302 factor they have used. This is the temperature, this is initial temperature, this is final temperature in Kelvin unit, and at last they have calculated the change of entropy. So after reaching at 100 degree centigrade, what happens? The water is converted into the steam, and in that case, what formula will be used? That is delta Q by T, that is ml by T. But here the value of L, that will be used for latent heat of vaporization. So this is the latent heat of vaporization. Mass is unchanged. What you have to do, you have to convert the mass in kg unit. T is the temperature, that is 100 degrees centigrade. This means 373 Kelvin. So this is the entropy change when water is converted into the steam. So you see, this is basically a 4-step process, and to calculate the total change of entropy, you have to add the entropy change in all the steps. So after adding, we are obtaining this value of the entropy. M gram of water at temperature T1 is isobarically and adiabatically mixed with an equal mass of water. You focus on the fact equal mass of water at temperature T2. So that the change in entropy is given by 2 mCp ln T average by root over of T1 T2. So again you go through the problem very carefully. M gram of water, the weight of the water is m gram, which is at temperature T1, and isobarically and adiabatically this particular water is mixed with an equal mass of water. You focus that equal mass of water at the temperature T2. So when these two systems are mixed, what will happen? A common temperature will be reached, and as the mass of the water are equal, you see that mass of the water is equal, then the common temperature will be average of the two, because mass is same, specific heat is same. So when exchange of heat is taken place, a common temperature will be reached, which is exactly in middle of these two temperature. In that case, we can write that is T average, that is the common temperature, is equal to T1 plus T2 by 2. And as it has been mentioned, that is it is a isobaric process. So we know that for isobaric process the pressure is constant. So in that case we will denote the heat capacity as Cp, because we know that when pressure is fixed, we denote the heat capacity as Cp. Then the change in entropy when the temperature of m gram of water changes from T1 to T average. So we will calculate the change of entropy in two steps, because in the first step the temperature of the m gram system, that is changed from T1 to T average. So in that case delta S1 is T1 to T average delta Q by T, or mCp ln T average by T1. T1 is the initial temperature, T average is the final temperature. Similarly for other system also, delta S2 will be same thing, that is mCp ln, just we will write T average by T2, because initial temperature was T2 for that system. So mCp ln T average by T2. So ultimately the total change of entropy will be the sum of the delta S1 and delta S2. So you have to add them, and after adding you see that is mCp you can take common from these two expression. So then ln A plus ln B, this is ln A plus ln B, so that is equal to ln A into B, and you know that ln A into B means that is T average square by T1 T2, but T average is given here, T average is equal to T1 plus T2 by 2. So if you write, you can also leave this expression as T average also. So this is T average square by T1 T2. What they have done, that is they have written in this way, that is T average by root over of T1 T2 whole square. So this particular square, which is in this particular expression, these two comes here. So this is 2 mCp ln T average by root T1 T2. So they have used this particular formula, that is ln x to the power n is equal to n ln x. In Clausius inequality, a particular formula will be used when you will consider the entropy change for either reversible process or irreversible process. Then there is some particular formula. For example, if the process is irreversible one, then close integration delta Q by T, this is the total change of the entropy, that can be written as Q1 by T1 minus Q2 by T2, which is less than 0. for irreversible process. So again I am discussing, that is closed integration of delta q by t, that is given as q1 by t1 minus q2 by t2, which is less than 0 for irreversible process. So for irreversible process, closed integration of delta q by t less than 0, whereas for reversible process, closed integration of delta q by t is equal to 0. So simultaneously this particular formula is expressed as less than equal to 0, where equal to sign is for the reversible process and less than sign is used for irreversible process. So for this particular formula, I will discuss one numerical problem. A heat engine receives 100 kilocalorie of heat from a source at 1000 Kelvin. It rejects 50 kilocalorie, 75 kilocalorie, 25 kilocalorie of heat to its surroundings at 50 Kelvin. So the source temperature is 1000 Kelvin and the temperature of the surrounding is 500 Kelvin. And we have to consider these rejections separately. So there is a particular diagram. If you look at the diagram, then you will understand this problem very easily. So at first we are considering this particular system. Here source temperature is 1000 Kelvin, sink temperature is 500 Kelvin. This is a system. So 100 kilocalorie, that is Q1. This is Q1 that we have read in the earlier lecture. We have already denoted, that is when some engine acts between the two heat reservoir, then T1 is the temperature of the hot reservoir and Q1 heat is taken by the system, and T2 is the temperature of the cold reservoir and Q2 amount of heat is rejected into the cold reservoir. So in the first case, the system is taking 100 kilocalorie of heat and the rejected heat is 50 kilocalorie. So this is the value of the T1, this is Q1, this is Q2 and this is T2. And for other systems, the rejected heat is different. Other things remain same. You see that in the first case the rejected heat is 50 kilocalorie, in the second case it is 75 kilocalorie, and in the third case this is 25 kilocalorie. Now if we calculate the closed integration of delta q by t, so the formula is q1 by t1 minus q2 by t2, and we know all the values. So this is q1 by t1, this is q2 by t2. You have to convert the temperature in Kelvin unit. So this is the value of closed integration of delta q by t. This is 0 in the first case. In the second case this is negative. Negative means actually this process is a irreversible process, and 0 means this process is a reversible process. But in the third case you see, that is closed integration of delta q by t, that becomes greater than 0, but this process cannot occur because you see the general formula is this, closed integration of delta q by t, that will be less than equal to 0. It cannot be greater than equal to 0. So you have to remind this fact. So third process cannot occur. Again we will discuss a particular problem. A solid at temperature T1 is brought in contact with a heat reservoir at temperature T2. In due course of time, the system attains thermal equilibrium. Calculate the change in entropy of the universe. You see that there is a solid which is at temperature T1 and it is brought in contact with a heat reservoir at temperature T2. So the temperature of the heat reservoir is T2. In due course of time, what will happen? There will be a heat exchange between the solid and the heat reservoir, and a common temperature will reach. So if you consider the solid which was initially at temperature T1, so suppose the final temperature is T2. So why we are assuming the final temperature as T2? Because you see this is a heat reservoir actually. So when the solid will in contact with the heat reservoir, ultimately the solid will be at the temperature of the heat reservoir, because reservoir means that it has infinite heat capacity, it will not lose heat. We will consider that it will not lose heat. So, its temperature will be fixed. Only the temperature of the solid will be increased from T1 to the temperature of the heat reservoir. So, ultimately the entropy change for the solid will be given as delta S is equal to mCp ln T2 by T1, that the formula which we have read earlier. So, T1 is the initial temperature, T2 is the final temperature. But when we will consider the reservoir, we will assume that its temperature will not change. So, how to calculate the entropy change? We will use the general formula of the entropy, that is delta S is equal to dQ by T. Delta S is equal to dQ by T. Now, it is sure that is it will lose some amount of heat, because the solid was at temperature T1, that is at a lower temperature, some amount of heat will be lost. So, that is why we have denoted a negative sign, minus. And dq, delta S is equal to actually dq by T. So, that dq is written as mCp T2 minus T1. So, mCp T2 minus T1, why T2 minus T1? For the temperature change, because T2 was its temperature and T1 was the temperature of the solid. So, mCp T2 minus T1 by T2. T2 is its temperature, that is temperature of the heat reservoir. So, if we consider the total change, so you have to add them up, delta SS and delta SR. So, we are adding them. Now, what we are doing actually, we will simplify this expression. What we will consider that in this particular expression, we are assuming x is equal to 1 minus T1 by T2. So, after rearranging, T2 by T1 is equal to 1 by 1 minus x. So, if we write T2 by T1 as this one, then this particular expression, that is T2 by T1, can be written as 1 by 1 minus x, and this is only x. So, this expression becomes, if we take mCp in the left side, that is you are dividing delta S by mCp, then this one is the left hand side and this is the right hand side. Then again you need some simplification, you have to expand logarithm of 1 minus x. So, we have expanded here. And after expanding, this one is the final expression, and as small x is equal to 1 minus T1 by T2, that is always greater than 0. So, left hand side will always greater than 0. That means, actually what is the left hand side actually? This is the change of entropy of the universe. Why you are saying the change of entropy of the universe? Because this is the sum of the entropy change in the whole process. A solid is in contact with the heat reservoir. So, when there is a heat exchange and when we are considering the total entropy change means ultimately this is the change of entropy of the universe. So, that is always greater than 0, that is temperature of the entropy change of the universe will always increase. For Joule expansion process, there is a particular formula of the entropy change. This is generally written in terms of universal gas constant R. So, delta S is equal to R ln V2 by V1. So, this is the entropy change in the Joule expansion process. So, one example I will discuss. 1 mole of an ideal gas expands isothermally to 4 times its initial volume. Calculate the entropy change in terms of R, the gas constant. So, we are using this formula, that is delta S by R is equal to ln V2 by V1. Delta S by R is equal to ln V2 by V1. They have converted into the log 10 unit, that is why they have multiplied this particular factor, and in the problem it has been mentioned that is V2 by V1 is 4. So, this one is the entropy change. Then there are some other formula, that is the heading is that entropy of an ideal gas, and you will observe that is in this particular section there are different formulas to calculate the entropy change. You have to use these formulas depending upon the problem. For example, when the system changes from T1 V1 to T2 V2, These are the initial temperature and volume, these are the final temperature and volume. So this is the formula for the change of the system. And when the system changes from T1 P1 to T2 P2, then you have to use this particular formula. When the state is changed from P1 V1 to P2 V2, then you have to use this particular formula, and this particular formula may also be written in this format also, that is Cv ln P2 V2 to the power gamma by P1 V1 to the power gamma, or in general delta S is equal to Cv ln P V to the power gamma plus constant. So both formula can be used. And further, if you consider an isothermal process, then from the expression, that is 7.21 A and B, if it is isothermal means that is temperature will be unchanged, then their first factor will not be there. Then this particular two formula is reduced to this particular formula, that is R ln V2 by V1 or R ln P1 by P2. That is for isothermal process. Similarly, if the process is isobaric one, then again from the same formula, that is from these particular formulas, if you consider the isobaric process, then delta Sp can be written as Cp ln T2 by T1 or Cp ln V2 by V1. For isochoric, where volume is unchanged, this formula can be used. So one example, let us suppose that n mole of an ideal gas undergo isothermal expansion so that its volume becomes twice its value. Then what will be the entropy change? So you just see that this particular value, that is this one, that is delta St is equal to R ln V2 by V1. So if the process is isothermal, then we will use this particular formula, and if the volume becomes double, then V2 by V1 is equal to 2. So that will be R ln 2, and if you consider n mole, then n times of R ln 2. So delta is equal to n R ln 2. Sometimes this problem comes in objective type of question, that is if n mole of ideal gas undergoes isothermal expansion so that its volume becomes twice, then what will be the entropy change? So you have to write this in this way. This particular fact you have to take care, because this is very important. Now one example, calculate the increase in entropy of 1 gram of hydrogen when its temperature is raised from minus 173 degree centigrade to 27 degree centigrade, and the volume becomes 4 times its initial volume. So you see, that is there is change of temperature and change of volume. So you have to read the problem very carefully, and you have to note that what are the changes here. Here the change involves in the temperature and volume, and now you see that we have already shown you, that is what formula you have to use. You see, that is when there is change of temperature and volume, then this particular formula will be used. So we will use that formula here, but you have to take care, that is there is an information, that is 1 gram of hydrogen. 1 gram of hydrogen. So 1 gram of hydrogen is how much mole, that you have to calculate. So it is very easy, you can calculate that very easily, because we know that mole number n is equal to mass by molecular weight. Mass is 1 gram, and what is the molecular weight of hydrogen? This is 2 gram. So n is equal to 0.5 mole. You have to use that formula, but you have to multiply that formula with the mole number. So now this is very easy. You just calculate the initial temperature, final temperature, and the volume change. Volume change is 4 times. So V2 by V1 is equal to 4, and you must change the temperature in Kelvin unit. Now you just simply apply the formula. So after application of the formula, you can get the entropy change. So this is the delta S. Now you see, we have just discussed different types of problem regarding the entropy change, but I will discuss some more problems in the next lecture, and I hope that you have understood the problems, and I request again that is at first you go through the text portion very carefully, then you go through the numerical problems. And I thank you all for listening this lecture.